Morning, guys. All right, so the plan. Where's my key? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I got to get the leaves off. I got to check the battery, make sure the battery's still good to go. We got a few things we got to do today. Okay, so come on, please. Yeah. All right, now we're talking. Now we got to wash the windshield with all the bird junk that is on there. And literally, there's a lot of bird crap on the windows. Okay. I had to wipe away the vents as there was a lot of leaves. So basically what's on the agenda today is I have to go get my mom some money. Got to go get the USB that I have to. Oh, that's right too. Yeah, I did do it that way. Good. And probably go park in a certain spot. Rear hatch is open. Okay, I don't want that thing banging around like crazy because it would drive me up the wall. But yeah, I got the Windex in here, so it means I'm going to have to do some cleaning up the windows and the top of the van again. Okay, wait for this guy to go by. All right, let's go. That helps. Always have your e-brake off. Nice Jag. Of course, things fall and go boom. I should be going the other direction, but I want to give this thing a little bit more of a spin. Tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the day where the son and the daughter-in-law get married, and yeah, it's hard to believe, man, how 25 years goes by so quick. It feels like it was only yesterday when they were kids, But then, of course, our parents thought the same thing about us. So, all right. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go down. I'm going to go around. So, and one thing I was hoping to avoid being out here was the red lights, because that really chews up gas. But what can you do? And so far, right now as it stands, my blower is blowing semi-cold air, so that's a plus. But it's not going to last long. It's just because the motor's cold. So, okay. Arrived at my location here. Looks like someone's up to no good around here. The cops are in the area, so it is what it is. So. All right, let's bring you guys with me. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of bird crap on my van. I'm gonna have to get cleaned off. So, but yeah. Oh, that breeze feels nice. Woo! Damn. But yeah, it looks like there's might be a difference on the horizon coming up for us, you guys. After tomorrow, which is the wedding, and I have pretty much everything set up in the van, except for, for cooking and stuff like that. I haven't bothered trying to do that, because one of my subscribers said that she's got stuff for me, so I have to go pay a visit. Otherwise, nothing wrong with trying to do a night here and there else somewhere, right? So task 1 is completed. The area where I'm parked also has the cops around, so I'm wondering whether or not someone that I know that moved into this building here is causing a little bit of trouble. So it is what it is, man. A lot of people are just, I don't know, that way this day and age, I guess. Just seen actually inside the bank there, people that are trying to change their lives and do better for themselves, trying to get bank accounts and get a hold of their money and whatnot. It's difficult. I remember when I didn't have a bank account, and it was hard to get one. It's just if you don't have a physical address or whatever, and yeah, it's just, I've seen a few in there, and my hats go off to those people, when they're trying, because life is not easy, right? So, especially in these parts. Okay, so now I gotta hit Dollarama and try and get that USB thing for the cigarette. But I know that it's gonna be one of the cheaply made ones, you guys. But I've had a few off of like Amazon and whatnot, and it just, yeah, I wasn't too impressed. And just like with the most recent purchase of shirts, I was not impressed. They were just too thin for my liking, right? I might still wear them because you can't return anything that where you've had to do hygiene levels kind of thing, so it's I just thought it'd be the same way like what Walmart used to have, when you used to be able to buy a plain white shirt, a good quality shirt actually, for $5, right? Of course, it's not like that anymore. But it's not that the shirts are bad. Maybe I just got to look at them better and in better lighting. So, all right. I'm feeling the bumps a little bit more. It feels like that there's weight in here when there really isn't. Yeah, seriously, there's like, it doesn't make any sense. The weight that is here in the van is about the amount that, it's less than what it would be for all the people that can put in here. That's good days and bad days, I guess, right? Oh yeah. And now if this could stay like this all day long with the breeze, it would be absolutely wonderful. But it's not gonna last. Expecting a humidex of about 35 degrees, so not sure if I mentioned that already. Wow, I'm actually very, 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 very surprised by what I just got told. There's a person who used to be an actual manager over at the store there, right? And she turned into kind of like a regional manager, not a district, but regional. Apparently, I guess she's been under a lot of pressure or something like that, and she's been, there was a kid that was banging on something or whatever, and she had a talk with the kid, and the parents didn't like it or something, like talking a little louder than normal, I guess. And so the kid thought they were being yelled at. It's kind of a bummer with that kind of stuff happening, it happens. So, but anyways, so I got the 2 USB port things, because there's one in the back of the van, right? It's these suckers here, right? And there's one obviously in the front. So got one for both, just in case, because you never know if you're in the back. Maybe you could use the power from the van instead of Jackery kind of thing. Wow, van really needs a wash. So, two things have been accomplished today already. Okay, so what I gotta do now is I gotta go to the building. I forgot to grab my my water bottle, right? So I gotta fill that sucker up, and then show you guys more of what I've done with the van. Yeah, what else was I gonna do? There was something else I was going to do, and I forgot what it was. Besides, we're being prepared for tomorrow, which is going to be a very long afternoon. All right, and I got to actually check the oil too. Make sure it's not black. Even though last time I checked, they probably could have gone for another, I don't know, 5,000 kilometers easily. So, all right, let's go. Oh my gosh, my anxiety just went through the roof. I was watching this guy come from my rear view mirror, even though I've got that thing up, like just on the side, and literally the flaggers out here said he came this close to taking off my bumper. I got a plastic bumper, right? So, and with this vehicle, if there was a bumper damage that would exceed, say for an example, $1,200, or even $1,200 was when I bought the van. I think it's closer to $500 or whatever, right? But ICBC would be able to say that van's a write-off, and I would have X amount of time to get rid of my van. So, yeah, they told him slow down, and the guy just ripped into him and said, "Look, I'm in a rush." I was like, "You almost took my freaking bumper with you, man!" Like. I'm trying to settle myself down now. Jeepers, man. People are, even when I was over at the thing there, the bank, the same thing happened there. With Buddy backed out, almost came this close from hitting my bumper, and I was like, don't people watch what they're doing? And then went over to get the USBs, and again, Buddy, I was like, wow, this must be one of them days. Either that, or ICBC is aligned to stupidest people on the road. I'm sorry, you guys, but I have to be blunt about that because it's getting bloody ridiculous. Anyways, I have to go get my water bottle, and I'm gonna have to lower my anxiety before we drive anywhere else because I don't like driving with my anxiety too high. So, wow. All right. So, let's see what we can do about this USB. I can't believe I just did that. Anyway. This heat is really getting the people. It's unbelievable. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna plug this sucker in. Let's see what it does. I see it's blue, so that's a plus, which means there's power. Oh, good. Yeah. Now it's gonna be a lot easier to see at night, of course, right? So. But that's good. It works. It's like you only need it to be light enough just so you can see, right? So most of the likelihood is that I'm going to be in an area where you like at night that there's going to be a lot of traffic. Depends on where you go, right? So, but this had to be done. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I have to clear out this front here today, and Yeah, anyways, you guys, I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm just not feeling the best with all the heat. I know I've been watching a lot of YouTubers who are absolutely feeling it right now, man. They're like, oh my, we don't know. A lot of our vehicles don't seem to have any kind of type of air conditioning kind of thing. And a lot of people try to avoid it because the more that you use it, the more gas you go through, right? And gas just everywhere is just too damn expensive, right? So we're all trying to just get through these heat waves, right? So, and it's hard. It really is hard. Like I was just seeing my mom for a minute there, checking up on her, and yeah, her door's open, the fans are going. She doesn't have AC, as the circuit boards in this building apparently can't handle it because they're 50 years old, right? So and what she's wearing doesn't help out either, but it's not for me to say. So like there's even a guy right now that I'm looking at, right, and he's from another country, but even he's on his balcony right now, and it's like he said the heat here is so much different compared to back home, right? But anyways, so that's where things are at. I'm so used to having to do things in the back, man. Like I'm not used to just doing nothing now. There's a few things I am going to do, but I'm not going to tape it. I have to go through a few things and see whether or not I can get some local bins or whatever, just cheap ass ones to where I can just maybe put them underneath, maybe get those other bags sorted out instead of having to try and drag them out kind of thing. So yeah, otherwise you guys, I really have to wait until maybe tomorrow or whatever before I can give you guys any kind of actual really good video kind of thing, right? Today was just a few different chores, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just, when you're not being able to move around too much. Another thing is too, I gotta try and find out is how to get one of those really bright lights that I could put in the back here, like what a buddy of mine does, because he streams every single day, and right now he's in I think it's New Brunswick, and the light is just bright enough for him to stream. So I'm actually heavily contemplating that, because I think maybe starting Sunday or whatever, I'm going to be probably having to be in here and starting to stream on the other platforms, see if I could bring any kind of money in at all. So I'm getting nervous about it, man. I really am getting nervous because I've attempted van life twice, okay, and being out here, yeah, I do it part-time to the most part, right? I don't tape everything, okay? However, it's difficult to do when you're not really getting out there to do things, and I'm just, you need to have some kind of money coming in to really make it work. So I might have to stick around locally for a bit to try and see if I can get any money coming in at all. I'm gonna do everything I can to stay away from the gig industry, right? Because I ran into a few drivers today, and they're like, it's not worth it anymore. Gas prices have dropped down to almost $1.60 a liter, yes, but they said that people just they're not tipping. Can't expect it, right? But when the money's not there, it's not there, right? So out here, I really think that the industry is just going to keep on going downhill. Is what I think is what is happening, right? I also would like to be able to get my hands on my passport too, right? So, and by the way, just to give you guys a heads up, this little floaty thing I've been seeing in my eyes is not as bad today, right? Since I've been wearing my shades more, right? So. Sometimes it just takes a couple days for it to go away. So if it sticks around for too long, I'll go get it checked. It's just really weird because when I have this eye open only, there's nothing there. This eye only, there's nothing there. When I have both of them open, you know, when I'm looking around, you can see this thing just floating around, eh? And I did research on it, and apparently it's eye strain because of the sun and, you know, technology and stuff like that. When you have it all going at the same time and whatnot, and you're not wearing sunglasses, yeah, it could take a toll on you, right? So, but I'm keeping an eye on it. You know, if it doesn't go away, I'll get it checked. So, apparently, eye exams are free. So. And plus, I've had, you know, that massive lack of sleep that's going on. My eyes are turning red. So, all right, I'm going to maybe in a bit here I will try and clean up the front here, because my mom's gonna have to be here tomorrow. When it cools down just a smidge, because the shade's coming over. Okay, that is going in there. I'll clean up a little bit here as well as I can. This thing here was a thermal probe, but I don't know where the thermostat went, so gone. Huh, Air Miles card. Haven't seen that one in a long time. Does Air Miles even exist still? Apparently I've been a collector since 97. Geez, that long? Almost 30 years, really? Wow. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to boogie. And I'm not talking about dancing. I'm going to try and do a few things to get things cleaned up a little bit. And do whatever I got to do. So, try to avoid the heat as much as I possibly can. Christ, man, even the workers that have been around the area. One of the ladies is actually parked right behind me, and she keeps on telling me how she gets heat rash every single day because they have to wear overalls. And I was like, yeah, I remember them doing that when I was doing landscape construction, just landscaping. My jeans would come off, and my whole body is just covered in heat rash. And I'm telling you, man, it's painful, right? So, but all right. Maybe I'll go. Oh, I forgot my water. I guess I got to go up there anyway. I'm gonna get going here. I will talk to you guys later, and I'm gonna try and see what I can do about doing a little bit better editing. You know, maybe if I can add a little bit of music here and there, kind of thing, to the videos and stuff, like maybe at the beginning or at the end or whatever, and start putting, you know, video thingies on there and stuff like that at the end. I don't take out enough time when I'm editing to do it. I just post. So, all right. Let's go do that. Talk to you soon.